left. And down to the bottom right-hand corner of ESV Ohana, we have our blue Zerg player from the Team Liquid. It is Zenio. And his opponent here in the upper left-hand corner from the Team Dignitas, their red Terran player, it is SjoW.
Yep. And now SjoW definitely plays the game a little bit differently than we see a lot of Terran players do, most notably his decision to not scout a lot early on in the game.
Oh, no!
And oops.
He stopped all his SCVs there for a second.
I hate it when that happens. I know how you feel, SjoW. I feel your pain.
Because
I'm sure like everybody actually has done that a couple times.
Is if you're on default controls, S is your hotkey to produce an SCV. And so if you're like flipping and you have your workers and then you accidentally hit S because you're trying to train an SCV and then they all just stop mining.
Oh, yeah, that happens. It's not any fun. But
yes.
Anyway, back to what we were saying before SjoW distracted us. Thanks a lot, SjoW. It is a large map, so this is definitely the kind of map that SjoW likes to play on. We may even see something like mech from him. He does use mech in TVT. Sometimes he does use it in TVZ as well. I don't know if this is going to be the best map for that type of thing, but you know he does have a wide range of styles.
Right. And I'll be interested to see how Zenio wants to follow this up. This is a little bit better map for air units and such, so we can play that concerted 2-base style that he used to way long ago.
Whoa.
Holy mother of ping! What could possibly be this important?
I don't know.
Oh, stop! Oh, please! For the love of God!
Well, basically,
I can't watch this anymore!
Wait, is that... They're spelling something. What are they spelling?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't...
Stop! Stop!
No, you can't do this. Blizzard, we need a way to turn this off.
Oh, wow. Really, F you?
Wow. Well, you know, here's the thing. Here's what happens.
Mature.
Here's what happens. It's you get one person going, right, and then everybody starts spamming. And then because for some reason it saves it in the replay, we get to see it too.
Eric, I've lost my faith in humanity a little bit.
I think so too. I could say comments about other esports communities, but I will hold back right now.
That is quite all right. Oh, God. All right, well, hey, a gasless fast expand for SjoW while we've been distracted. Zenio going hatch first, of course, and then spawning pool after that. No, I'm sorry, one of those is a gas steal. I apologize. I was about to say double gas already. No, just one gas going up back at home, the other one just to annoy SjoW as much as possible.
Yep, pretty much won't bother him, though, because he likes to just go for Hellions right away, and you only need one gas for that. So I think we're just going to have Zenio get a little bit more scouting information, possibly.
It does limit his opponent's options a little bit, because sometimes you'll see Terran players will double gas after a gasless fast expand so they can get that factory up just a little bit quicker, but not going to be the case for SjoW.
Yep, for SjoW.
Faux
SjoW.
SjoW.
Oh, man, that joke is so old.
That's true.
Let's never do that.
Why don't you show me how old it is?
I can't because it's just indescribable, man. I mean, you'd have to like radiocarbon date that joke, and then sometimes that's not even very accurate. So we don't know. All we know is that joke is just way too old.
Wow.
The
scientifically proving.
I have scientifically
the
explained
age of that joke.
That we should never make jokes about SjoW's name again.
I think we do that all the time, though.
If you,
is that pretty much every cast?
Let us know. I want to know what the community thinks about this. Tweet at me. Tweet at GoSudo on Twitter. Tweet at Kevin Naki on Twitter. And let us know. Are you done with the SjoW jokes? Do you want more of this? Or should we stop? You know what they say? I mean, the show must go on, but...
Oh, God. I told you. I knew it wouldn't end,
Sometimes it's time to end the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, Doa.
Zenio's going to try to end the show.
Yeah, he is.
That's right.
I'm done. I'm just... Please, Matt Pinger, start again. Just do something. Distract me.
Me too. We need
SjoW, 3 barracks after that gas deal, so not going down reactored Hellions. He is going to play a wee bit of bio for a while. May just try to go into Marine Tank as quick as is humanly possible.
How much has he scouted?
With that coming up. Oh, it's SjoW.
That much?
Yes.
Which is to say he's been about... Well, it's been about as far as his supply depots can see, really, outside of his base. That's pretty much it. So he has no idea what his opponent is doing right now. And SjoW, you know, like we said, it's the type of player where he's like, all right, I am confident that my openings can take on anything. I'm not worried about anything at all from my opponent.
Well, it's actually going to be Marine Hellion for now, and we'll see what sort of an upgrade he wants to go into here in a second. Is it going to be Stim right away? He does have a tech lab sitting there. There we go. Stim coming up and producing quite a few Marines for the time being. So very interesting push that'll be making its way out for show in a bit.
Yeah, this is something that you don't see very often. It's a very long map to do something like this, too, so it remains to be seen just how good this is going to be if he decides to kind of follow up with this. I think we're probably going to see him kind of play a little bit more defensive and then add on medevacs fairly soon and just use those Hellions to get a little bit of map control and a little bit of scouting information.
Zenio's actually doing the same thing we saw last game against Mers because he is going up, he's making enough lings to take map control, put on some pressure. He has a Roach Warren coming up, double Evolution Chamber, and he went for that third base. So would imagine +1 melee attacks to start again, although we could certainly switch it up a bit.
Oh, and nice round picking up one of those Hellions there.
Yep. And trying to get another one here, but it looks like there are actually 3 Hellions now out. Will Show be able to stop the damage?
Yep. Oh, no, Show making
Bye-bye.
a huge mistake there, losing a lot of map control with this. It's not so much losing the Hellions, it's just losing the ability to, know what your opponent is doing at all. He's going to be forced to use some scans unless he, just feels like he doesn't need to know. But I don't know. I keep saying it. I've been saying this for like over a year now whenever I cast Show's games, because I have casted Show's games for quite a long time.
Oh, yeah,
and,
absolutely.
No one can deny that he's a great player, right? I mean, obviously, he's a great player, but his scouting has always been something that has really bugged me when I've been watching him play. It's like, don't you want to know what your opponent is doing? Isn't that important? I mean, yeah, you can deduce information from, like, the units you see out on the map, but still, come on, man.
Yeah, it's only a couple hundred minerals worth to scan and check out your opponent's tech if you even wanted to go that route, much less the just trying to poke units in at the beginning of the game. And yeah, Zenio is actually doing exactly the same build as he does have 1-1 on the way. He's got a few defensive Banelinks coming up. He hasn't started Lair yet, though. I would anticipate that to begin pretty soon. But other than that, everything is almost exactly the same.
Yeah, the thing is, too, is if you talk to Show in person, too, he'll just be like the most confident person ever about this type of thing. He's like, yeah, I'm just not worried about it. And it works out for him sometimes. This is a strong push from him, no doubt.
Yeah, it definitely is, but it looks like Zenio is going to be pretty well prepared for this.
Oh, yeah.
He had altered his build just enough so that he could go ahead and make sure he held off any size attack at about the 1030 mark, which he did perfectly. And now is going back into a few drones to re-support that economy. And we'll see if he goes right for an infestation pit again.
Yeah, I actually really like what Show just did with those units. I mean, it wasn't really a push, as we can see from the upgrades. It would have been a bit of an anti-timing. He just wanted to kind of slow down the creep spread a little bit. It was a bit risky in the way that he moved down a lot of Marines to do it, but on a map like Ohana is good. Wow, we almost have a complete Marine circle.
That's cute. It's
circle.
often fabled, never really seen.
That's right.
Yes.
Wow.
Slash dance them right now, Show.
It's terrifying. I wouldn't. And then we need like a Overlord in the middle or something, just like flying around.
You summon a demon there in the middle of the Marine Overlord ring.
That's right. They draw like a pentagram and then try to do like alchemy or something.
Yep.
It's like, no, Marines, never try human alchemy. Shouldn't do that.
Well,
you know what happens when people try human alchemy, right? You like show up, you end up by that gate thing, and then people take like your limbs and stuff.
Yeah,
it's no fun.
That's fun for no one, really, except for the people who take your limbs. I guess that's
kind of cool to be a suit of armor, but
yeah.
All in all, I wouldn't recommend it. Show knows this. That's why we don't see any alchemy being performed.
These production tabs right now.
No kidding.
And now, in contrast to the last game, we have a Spire coming up very quickly for Zenio, of course. Air units a little bit more mobile on this map and could move to that super high tech very quickly on. He's producing 3 hatcheries. He had a second macro hatch coming up and 2 additional bases as well.
Right. So both these players playing a little bit passively. Zenio just is so solid. I mean, I just can't get over how just nothing seems to be able to break him, really. He's just in control of these games from start to finish here. Show sending out like a little drop, but look at this. Zenio's already got units in position to see it. Those Roach. Oh no! He didn't see it. He almost had units in position to see it.
Is this just a drone transfer? Yes, it is.
Yep, it is. So, well, they'll see it. Not necessarily in the best way, but they will see that
with
drop.
Bullets to their face.
That's right.
So Infestation Pit and Spire hitting at about the same time. We can obviously see that Zenio's banking resources in the eventual. And there it is. 15 Murals coming up. That's what I was waiting for.
Nice.
With +1 attacks as well. Could go up to that hive. very quickly on if he wants to. He's actually being double dropped, though, as SjoW making his way to the left-hand side of the map as well.
Yeah, one drop being handled immediately. The one on the left side of the map doing a little bit better, but there's a bit of a fight in the middle of the map. SjoW kind of distracting Zenio's forces to allow his Marines to take a bit of a break, apparently.
It's very important. It's a Union 15.
That's right.
All right.
And we are at about the 15-minute mark, so it's about their time. Okay, there we go. Break's over. Time to kill the hatchery.
Hooray! Well, he does lead enough units around that he will be able to do considerable damage, if nothing else. 500 hit points, 400 and falling. Zerglings now coming in. 300, 200, and oh, he's starting to go after the Zerglings now, and not the hatchery, and it will stay up with just 240 hit points.
Wow, those mutas just about popping right now, I think.
Yeah, they're out on the map somewhere.
Yeah, they are. Where are they?
Over here?
Okay, there they are. Yeah, hunting for those drops, and if they move just to the right, they will see it.
And there they come. All right, so he is going to be able to pick up on that here in a second. SjoW already going to start doing some, or stimming up, pre-stimming up, trying to do a little bit of damage, and doesn't even get a queen. Two of them very low. Finally, the space will go down, but at the same time, Zenio's going to counterattack with some Zerglings off to the right.
Yep, that's right. And SjoW doesn't have as many bases. He can't lose things to counterattacks like Zenio can. Zenio's still a base up, even after losing that one.
Right. Oh, and is able to dispatch of that siege tank pretty quickly. SjoW forced to lift off that command center, obviously, very early on.
Yep, we're going to need a few more Banelings out of Zenio, I think, to make this composition really good. But, oh, he does manage to split up the army a little bit. Oh, huge Baneling hits, killing so many Marines.
Yeah, really hitting a lot of Marines. And, in fact, there were so many Marines that buffered those tanks that the Banelings hit so many things they didn't even have time to waste themselves on tanks. So
SjoW's still got a strong army, though. It's not over yet for Zenio. Zenio in the middle of what appears to be a bit of a Broodlord transition, too. So he's kind of lacking in gas and units. He needs to make a good Baneling force to help augment these Mutalisks.
Yeah, and in fact, Zenio may just outright lose the space off to the right-hand side. Looks like he's setting up for a bit of a flank. Will he be able to get it, though? Zerglings being sent in ahead to take out the siege tanks, and it looks like they will go down. One siege tank still remaining there. Finally, it does fall. Zenio has lost a couple of Mutalisks to this as well, but importantly, he holds on to this hatchery.
Yeah, that's huge that he was able to keep that base alive. SjoW did not really do any targetings with his siege tanks in that case. I was kind of a little bit worried the way that Zenio was moving in. His Banelings were clumped up a bit, but he lucked out a little bit there. And now he does have that map control back again, and he can harass this fourth base if he chooses to. There's a Thor, though, so he will need to be careful about it.
Yeah, definitely. These Mutalisks are going to be pretty powerful, but, they are units. Oops. That was a valuable ping, though. Units that are trapped inside of the main there.
SjoW trying to help him out by destroying that wall. Very nice of him there.
Siege tank takes one shot as well. Haha, I'm still useful. My time has not passed.
That's right. Well, we've got a pretty good defense. It's a lot of spine crawlers. He's going to try to re-expand back there as well. Upgrades for both of these players are just really good. Neither one of them really falling behind. But there are the Broodlords. And how many Infestors right now does Zenio have? That's kind of the question.
Just 2.
He only has 2. Okay. So his Infestor count is a little bit lower. He's not going to want to engage army to army quite yet. He's got a little bit of room to work with supply-wise, so we might see him add a few more Infestors on there. There is the edge of a cliff and some rocks.
Oh, wow, pinging. Just, I think they're just trolling me, past trolling me. They're like, aha, he said we were useful for once. We'll prove him we're not.
Could be.
All right, well, active creep tumor is getting destroyed a bit. Zenio's got to watch out and defend the space off to the left-hand side. Oh, wow, that is a lot of drones that are going to fall there. That is a slaughter, a bona fide slaughter. SjoW trying to set up over on the right-hand side of the map, though. Not many ground units, and they will die to the siege tanks pretty quickly. So a good job here by Zenio to make sure he cleans up those siege tanks first and foremost. But, wow, these Thors, unfortunately, were going after a lot of the Broodlings, not attacking anything in the air or on the ground yet.
Yeah, here we go. This could be part of what is the final battle in this, or at least one of the final confrontations. Zenio loses that base yet again, and there are still units at his third. Taking out a few more drones, taking out a lot of drones, actually.
Wow, 45 workers killed to 0. So SjoW certainly has done a good job in that regard. And unfortunately, those Mutalisks have to watch out or they will take a big volley from those Thors.
Oh, man!
Oh, Zenio, unfortunately, clumping those up and has to back up for the moment. So once again, Zenio in a position where his economy is a little bit limited, but he does have an incredibly strong air army.
Yep, that's very true. It is still something SjoW's going to need to be worried about. But, you know, overall, Zenio's in that position again where he's not really as far ahead as you would want to be at this point. Oh, those Zerglings. Oh, they're going to catch a few tanks, and that's not going to be good at all for SjoW.
No, that's actually pretty unfortunate, and he could get a few SCVs. No, the SCVs are just going to transfer on by. The Broodlords are starting to siege up over here. Outside of the fourth, SjoW going to walk forward. He does pick off one Broodlord and a couple of the Banelings as well, so not a whole lot of power sitting out there like his teammate Mers, though. SjoW, I don't believe. Oh, he does have two Vikings. Hooray! There's Vikings on the field, but he's not really producing anymore.
Well, SjoW is just very, Zenio rather, is a bit disorganized right now. He's a bit light on infestors. He's having trouble kind of keeping up with the gas he needs. He's getting 6 right now.
Yeah.
But he really can't be aggressive until he has those infestors.
Well, these Zerglings are just going to run into a meat grinder. They only take a couple of Marines with them and are pretty efficiently slaughtered. So that is unfortunate for Zenio once again. SjoW just sitting with those 2 Vikings above. He's certainly going to need some more at some point, though. There are 8 Corruptors on the field with a couple of Infestors as well, but that's really it for anti-air.
Yeah, pretty much. He's going after that Planetary Fortress now, and SjoW coming around the outside. We'll have to see if he decides to kind of turn around and try to flank a little bit, or if he's just going to go for more or less a bit of a base trade situation, because he knows he is on even bases with his opponent now.
Right, and looks like he is going to go for somewhat of a base trade. A few Infestors are trying to hurry down so they can pin some units in position, allow the Banelings to do their work. 1, 2 of the Infestors have fallen, though. A few of the Marines have gone down as well. There's still a fair amount of power, though, left in this army from SjoW, but he is slowly losing this Planetary Fortress back at home.
Yes, he is. He's going to need to do something about that at some point. It looks like he will be able to deny this base yet again. Was this like the 8th time this base has been denied now?
No kidding.
Honestly, it's at least his 3rd or 4th.
Yeah, and there it goes. So Hatchery Falls once again not canceled either. That's a pretty big blow to his opponent's economy. Unfortunately, though, this Planetary Fortress is taking quite a bit of damage. Has 102 kills, though. But the Infestor trying to headbutt the Planetary Fortress, that doesn't work out all that well.
Well, the SCVs all got fungled there, too, so that's going to spell the end of this command center right about now. Yep. And SjoW's army's back, though.
Yes, it is. We'll see if he's able to find some sort of an engagement here. Purely Infestor, Corruptor, Broodlord, and Baneling there. Oh, I guess there are a few Queens in tow as well. And it looks like SjoW wants to kind of try and push things at the moment. He's attacking from 2 spots at once. He really hasn't been able to touch the Broodlords quite yet. Most of the Banelings are now down, and a lot of the Infestor energy is expended as well. But that did deal with most of the anti-air from SjoW, and it looks like he's going to have to hold back for now.
Yeah, the Marines that are left over don't have a whole lot of health, so he will need to pull back. And suddenly he's on just about 1 mining base. I mean, Zenio in a somewhat of a similar position, but a little bit better. He's going to run out of resources fairly soon, but he's still going to be doing a little bit better than SjoW at that point. And I don't know, man, with SjoW losing that 4th base, he may just have kind of lost his chance to win this game unless Zenio makes some sort of huge error.
Well, let's see if he can actually get in and engage against these Broodlords. It's the same idea, a little less exacerbated than it was last time against Mers, though, where SjoW just doesn't have an efficient way to try and get under these Broodlords at all. Oh, and gets a lot of units bungled in position.
Nice
the Banelings rolling through as well. The Zerglings are going to clean everything else up. In fact, this Thor is going to die as well. That may spell doom. We'll find out, though. Some Marines are running around from the side. A few of the Broodlords have gone down. In fact, the units that are left are relatively fragile. Those 5-range Queens trying to do something. Finally, the Marines are fungled, though.
Yep, that's right. But that was a bit of a dangerous situation for Zenio for just a moment for those Broodlords, but now he has double the supply of his opponent. His opponent has not much mining going on. I think we might see Zenio actually go up 4-0 here.
Wow, he's played really impressively so far, even coming back from a couple of bad situations at certain times in these games.
Yeah.
Now, though, it's like supply depots getting picked out here. These Broodlords are incredibly strong. Those Broodlings themselves on 3-3 upgrades, so they're actually quite resilient.
Yeah, you can really see that in the late game. Zenio knows exactly what to do. Didn't even waste time with Ultras this time around. He just went right for the Broodlords. And, you know, although it wasn't perfect play really by either one, Zenio definitely showing us the strength of Zerg in the late game here.
Yeah, no kidding. So SCVs moving out. Thought they were going to buffer some damage, more just dying than anything else. So looks like this is going to be the last gasp of hope here for SjoW. He gets a lot of his units bungled in position. Banelings trying to make their way through. There are still 5 Broodlords in the air, and I think that is going to be just enough. And Zenio is going to roll to victory.
Yeah, SjoW made a good attempt. He didn't really make a lot of mistakes himself, just kind of little things here and there, little things in fights, but that is what it all adds up to. A GG. And Zenio up 4-0 right now on Dignitas. Dignitas only has one chance to come back now with their next